Welcome to my review of the Bandai Tamashii Nations SH Figuarts for Bucky Barnes as part of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, as Bandai are slowly moving on to the next phase of the MCU. And this figure this month has been released alongside the Falcon one, which I also reviewed, and these are the third and fourth figures for Phase 4 following the Black Widow and Taskmaster figures. So this is the second release of Bucky for SH Figuarts following the Infinity War version, and we're going to first take a look at the packaging and then move on to the figure itself. So at the front you can see the usual stickers and logos, and we also have a cutout of Sebastian Stan, and they've used a real picture here. And we also have the Captain America shield that wraps around the design of the box, which I really like. It gives it that really Falcon and the Winter Soldier theme. And then on the side is kind of your usual with the titles and the pictures. And this is the look on the other side, and then the bottom of the box and the top of the box, and then at the back we have the figure in different poses. So let's take a look at the Bucky Barnes figure from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. So now let's take a look at the Bucky figure out of its packaging. So my first impressions, it does represent the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series look. And obviously the main feature is the metal arm, and I believe it's a different design and look to the Infinity War version. Now that's one figure I'm actually still missing in my collection, so I won't be able to do like a straight on comparison with it, but I will look to pick that one up later on, and hopefully I'll see which one is the best. But for now we're gonna have to settle for the Phase 4 version, and obviously it has that new hairstyle. And I know a lot of people were concerned with the head sculpt, so I'm going to zoom in now and say that it's not as bad as people say in the promo photos, but it definitely doesn't look as much like Sebastian Stan as I wanted it to be. And I know that the Infinity War version wasn't the best either, but since he had long hair, there's probably less focus on the face features. But this one, he has a short hairstyle, so there's probably a lot more focus on the face. In some angles it does look like Sebastian Stan, but then some angles it doesn't really. I think the Falcon version was a lot better compared to promo photos, whereas this one probably isn't the best. But as for the rest of the attire, like the navy blue jacket, I think it does look okay, and then we have a nice finish to the bottom. And then obviously the metal arm is different to any of his previous looks. We have the gold design on the matte finish, so that does look pretty solid, and I guess I'm happy with the overall look. And then this is the back, so not as impressive as the Falcon likeness, but I guess it is okay. Before we move on to the accessories, let's take a look at the articulation and movement of Bucky. And for a character like him, I guess there shouldn't be any problems. It's just your standard poses, I guess. You don't need any extreme kind of movements. So let's first test out the head sculpt, and it should be pretty standard, which is side to side. You can actually rotate it all the way around if you want, and then it can also move side to side this way, and then it can tilt forwards and upwards slightly. And then for the arms, there are two shoulder pieces on the side which you can kind of pull out. But let's focus on the forearm, and technically they are different designs, but I think the actual movement should be the same. I'll just test it on the metal arm. So it can go side to side, and then it can push forwards and backwards, and then there's rotation on the arms. And then for the elbows, you can bend it backwards this much, and there's no swivel on the lower half of the arm like Falcon. But for the hands, there is a full 360 spin and there's a slight hinge. And so far it's the standard posing. And then for the top half of the body, a little bit of articulation side to side and this way as well. And then for the lower half of the body, you can turn it side to side. Kind of turns it all the way, including the belt. And then the crunch, not so much. And then the backwards, again not so much, but it should be able to tilt side to side, I'm guessing. So I'm trying to not force it too much, because I know that these figures can come loose if you move it too hard. And then for the legs, they kick forwards slightly and then backwards not so much. You're gonna have to try and rotate the leg first because it's kind of in the way. So I guess the posing is okay, but if you need him for someone like Spider-Man, then this is definitely not the articulation you want. And then for the knees, they bend backwards halfway. And then for the foot, there is rotation and there's a small hinge. And then for the toes, it doesn't move at all. Although there is meant to be articulation, but it doesn't seem to do. It's that easy. Again, it is a bit stiff. So articulation is actually okay, nothing too great. But I guess for someone like Bucky, you don't need too much movement. So now we can move on to the accessories. So for the accessories, we have one alternate head sculpt, some interchangeable hands, as well as the shield and the accessories for the shield. So for the alternate head sculpt, we have just eyes looking to the side, and to some people they feel that this is lazy from Bandai and they should really give us more expressive face sculpts, like a smiling one, laughing one, or just one in the fighting pose. But I guess this is just the way it is for the standard SH Figuarts. And notice it is eyes looking to the left hand side, whereas the Falcon one was looking to the right hand side. So I'm not sure if that has any significance when you pose them together. As for the likeness to the actor, I feel that it's similar to the original one. Some angles it looks okay, but it's not the best one out there. For the first set of alternate hands, we have the relaxed open palms for both sides. For the second set of alternate hands, for the right we have the pointing of the finger, and for the metal hand on the left we have a slight grapple. And the last set of alternate hands is the one attached to the band of the shield, and of course you have a choice for both sides. And if you're familiar with the SH Figuarts Captain America shield, you also get the accessory with the open band for another pose. And looking at the shield itself, it actually looks and feels a lot different to any of the previous Steve Rogers versions. So you can see that they definitely painted it and sculpted it slightly different. Let's also take a look at the stand that's included with this figure, and it's actually a nice bonus as we don't always get one for your SH Figuarts. Just like the Falcon figure, it does have the logo printed on, but obviously the base is a lot smaller as he takes up less space. So the stand does include this plastic piece which has movement, and I don't think it's as important as the Falcon stand, as that one is used for the flight poses. But for Bucky, it's kind of just to hold him in place, and it will make a nice display when you have it with the Falcon figure. And here is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier SH Figuarts together, and it looks really nice, especially when you have it with the base. It makes a really great display. Obviously, I do prefer the Falcon figure as the likeness is better, but overall as a set, I think they look great together. So now for some quick side-by-side comparisons. I don't have the SH Figuarts Infinity War Bucky Barnes, but let's take a look at the character next to the Falcon SH Figuarts. We have the Infinity War version on the right, and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier edition on the left. And here it is next to some Captain Americas. On the right is the SH Figuarts Avengers Endgame Final Battle Edition, and on the right is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Endgame Edition. Of course, I look forward to the new Captain America release next month, which is the John Walker edition, and I will pair them up next to both the Falcon and Bucky figures. And here is the figure next to some more Phase 4 characters with the Hasbro Marvel Legends Shang-Chi and Wenwu. Of course, the SH Figuarts version of Shang-Chi will also be released in September. So now for my final thoughts on the Bucky Barnes figure for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. It is a nice addition to the next phase of the MCU, especially if you already have the Falcon figure. It makes a great display together. But in terms of the likeness to the character, there's definitely room for improvement, especially on the head sculpt. And the alternate head is also just eyes looking to the side, which is actually pretty standard, but I wish they gave us a more expressive face, and that would definitely boosted the ratings for this figure. In terms of the accessories, it's great they gave us a shield, but I guess you probably can get one in the John Walker Captain America edition, so maybe they could have given us weapons like a gun or pistol just to really change it up. But overall with the stand, I think it looks great, and the metal design and also the overall attire, it is pretty accurate to the film, so I'm actually okay with this figure as I don't have the Infinity War edition. So overall I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10, but there's definitely room for improvement. If you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe, and of course stay tuned to more videos related to the MCU SA Figuarts, and of course watch the Falcon review which I did recently. Thanks for watching and hope to see you soon.